Macmillan Audio presents The Scent Keeper by Erica Bauermeister. Read for you by Gabra Zackman. Prologue. We are the unwitting carriers of our parents' secrets, the ripples made by stones we never saw thrown. If I close my eyes and breathe, I can still smell the sparkling, brittle moment my father broke my trust, and with it, his heart. I can smell the honey of my mother's promises. Maybe you will smell them too, and more as well. The simmering heat of a boy too scared to let go of anger. The bright numbness of a girl who lost everything in an instant of heroism. The sense of rain and salt and just a hint of pipe smoke. Things that happened before you found your way to me. I can feel you, my little fish, swimming in the tidal motion of my blood, my breath. We humans are almost entirely made of water, except for the stones of our secrets. May mine become solid places to land your feet as you cross the wide river of your life. May they be stones to build a home, not take you under. This is my gift to you. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you everything. Part 1. The Island. The beginning. Back before there was time, I lived with my father on an island, tucked away in an endless archipelago that reached up out of the cold salt water, hungry for air. Growing up in the midst of the rain and moss and ancient, thick-barked trees, it was easy to forget that the vast majority of our island was underwater, descending down 200, 300, 500 bone-chilling feet. Forever, really, for you could never hold your breath long enough to get to the bottom. Those islands were a place to run away, although I didn't understand that at the time. I had nothing to run from, and every reason to stay. My father was everything. I've heard people say that someone is their whole world, their eyes filled with stars. But my father was my world, in a way so literal it can still grab my thoughts, pick them up, and toss them around like driftwood in a storm. Our cabin was set in a clearing at the center of the island. We were not the first to live there. Those islands have a long history of runaways. Almost a century ago, there were French fur trappers with accents that lilted and danced, loggers with mountainous shoulders, and fishermen who chased silver-backed salmon. Later came the draft dodgers, hiding from war, hippies, dodging rules. The islands took them all in. The storms and the long, dark winters spat most out again. The beauty there was raw. It could kill as easily as it could astonish. Our cabin had been built by the truest of runaways. He set up in a place where no one could find him, and built his home from trees he felled himself. He spent 40 years on the island, clearing space for a garden and planting an orchard. One autumn, however, he simply disappeared. Drowned, it was said. After that, the cabin was empty for years until we arrived and found the apple trees, opened the door, raised the population of the island to 2. I don't remember arriving on the island myself. I was too young. I only remember living there. I remember the paths that wandered through those watchful trees, the odor of the dirt beneath our feet, as dark and complicated as fairy tales. I remember our one-room cabin, the big chair by the wood stove, and our collection of stories and science books. I remember the smell of wood smoke and pine pitch in my father's beard as he read to me at night, and the ghostly aroma of the runaways' pipe tobacco, an olfactory reminder that had sunk into the walls and never quite disappeared. I remember the way the rain seemed to talk to the roof.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?